Everyone knows it's the biggest job you can do.
Masculinity without kind of aggression, a strength that just comes from a confidence, a freedom of spirit.
Hi guys, this is Michael Banovac, and I am so excited to talk to you today and show you what we have in store for Monday Mastery. Today, if you've probably noticed, I don't actually have someone I'm interviewing because I want to expand on something Hallie Brower talked about in last week's segment. She said something very interesting that I like. Those that don't understand compound interest pay it, and those that do earn it. It's a very true sentiment, which we'll go into a little bit later. If you've actually been in my home, there's one book that you probably noticed, which is sitting in my living room, and it is called In the Spirit of Monte Carlo. You're probably wondering, why the hell does a guy have a picture of Grace Kelly in his living room? Well, not only do I like Grace Kelly, and I like the look of this book, but more importantly, it's what this book represents. If you didn't know, the author of this book, she's written 4 books. Her name is Pamela Fiore. Now, Pamela actually signed this book for me, and she was very generous. She was living next to my mom in Palm Beach, Florida, when she actually wrote this book, and she signed it. And she is best known, if you don't know who she is, she was the editor-in-chief of Travel and Leisure magazine for over 14 years. And then she was the first female editor-in-chief at Town and Country magazine from 1993 to the mid-2000s. And then she wrote 4 books after that. But Pamela had something really great to say. And in here, and when she signed the book for me, she said, "Dream big, live bigger." That is a quote that I've really wanted to instill in my life and touch other people's life with as well. Now, going back to what Holly said, the importance of money talks, money management, understanding money in general and making it, right? One of the questions I always get from people that usually don't have a lot of money is, why is Millionaire Date Doctor called Millionaire Date Doctor? Are you a matchmaker for millionaire doctors? No. Why is millionaire in the title? Well, for one, it connotes a style and substance aspect. But more importantly, part of what we teach is how to actually live a lifestyle that other people find attractive. And I'm sure you would agree, having money will definitely make your life easier and easier for your loved ones around you as well. So I'm going to give you 4 tips that I have instilled in my life that has made me money. And in theory, which it will, because it has the past 10 years of my life, will continue to do so. Unlike what most of you, or some of you might think, I was not a trust fund baby. I was never given a trust fund. I didn't get a large sum of money at any age. What I made a lot of what I did through hard work and also opportunities. Opportunities that my parents gave me through education, through travel, and through exposure to people that have made a lot of money. You know, one thing I've really been fortunate enough in my life is to be around people that have made large sums of money and have also lost large sums of money, so you learn what not to do. So that being said, what are 4 tips? Tip number 1, write this down. Change your target. If your target is to make $100,000, it should be $200,000. If your target is to become that epitome of, I'm a millionaire, you have $1 million net worth, that should be at least 5 or 10 million. Whatever you currently have your target at, raise it. And let me tell you why. Because whatever you're shooting for, if you miss it, you will get close, as long as you put forth action and you instill a plan, okay? Raise your target, have a target in mind, check it, and make yourself accountable daily for it. That's very important, okay? The second thing, and this is probably the most important thing, is you need to save 40% of your gross income. 40%. And you're probably saying to yourself, how the hell am I going to do that? Well, if you're only making $5,000 a month, you're only going to be able to save $2,000 of that. But you have to do that consistently. And the reason I say that is because the first person you should always pay is yourself. And I don't mean pay your bills, I mean stash the money away safely, okay? If you're making $10,000 a month to keep it safe and round, you're putting away $4,000 a month in savings. Another $4,000 a month is probably being paid to the IRS, and then you have to live on $2,000 a month. How the hell do you do that? You have to make more money. Make more money, stash more money on a monthly, consistent basis. One of the things that has made me who I am today as far as assets and wealth has to be compounding interest and understanding the importance of saving money and having money compound and make you money. I have probably had over 150 to 200 certificates of deposit I have opened up in my life since I was 8 years old. Now it seems stupid. It seems like, oh my God, that's what 85-year-old people do. But that has been the bedrock for me to use. Now, save 40% of your income, okay? Do not lose it. That's really important. Third is once you save 40% of your income, you need to store it. What do I mean by that? Well, most people put all of their extra money into a savings or a checking account. Number one, you don't earn any money in a savings account. If you do, it's a very low interest rate. And in a checking account, if you leave it in the account that you use to pay all your bills, it's gonna go out. If money stays resting with you to have access to it, you're gonna spend it. I guarantee it. Because you're always gonna wanna go on a trip. You're always gonna wanna buy a car. You're always gonna wanna go and stay at that fancy hotel or have a great dinner. It's gonna be blown. So number three, store it. Store it. Where do you store it? US Treasuries, certificates of deposit, high yielding accounts. It's very important to store it in areas where you will never lose it. If it's FDIC insured, which means it's insured by the federal government, up to $250,000, keep it in a high bearing interest account. So let's go and rehearse. Number one, raise your target. Number two, save 40% of your income. If you don't have enough money to save 40% of your income, you better make more money every month. Number three, store it. That's the key. Store it by making more money on your money using compound interest that Holly talked about. And number four, you're going to go broke by investing in a cash flowing entity. What do I mean by that? Well, after you've accumulated a bunch of money in your account over 5, 10, 15 years, because that's probably how long it will take to actually accumulate a bunch of money, you're going to put that money into something that pays you monthly, almost guaranteed. For me, what I did is I put it into rental properties. So I have several rental properties paying me every month. That adds to my lifestyle. Now, what do I do with that money? I pay down debt that I have on those properties, and I also use that income to go out and acquire more properties. So what do you invest in? A, don't lose it. Whatever you put that money into, do not put any money at risk. Meaning when you move the money from storage, whether it be US Treasuries or certificates of deposit or high yield accounts, and you move it into something, make sure in 10, 20, 30 years, it will continually be going up in value. What I have found, the best hedges against loss long term is buying real estate. I don't care what anyone tells you, if you buy the right properties that are being rented out, whether it be apartment projects, homes that are easily rentable. I'm not talking about $2-3 million baller pads. I'm talking about homes you can rent for $1,500, $2,000 a month. Consistent income. That is the key. If you can create a passive income stream through real estate investment, through storage, you don't have to worry about money coming in every month because it's coming in for the rest of your life. So that being said, take it to what she said last time, Holly Brower. If you understand compound interest, you will make it. If you don't understand it, you will pay it. Make money before you spend money. That's the key. Dream big, live bigger, but before you live this type of lifestyle that Pamela talks about, stash money and create value for you, your family, and your loved ones. We'll see you next Monday.